I'm Liezel Jacobs. I am a mother, a teacher, and a wife.
My name's Nick. I work for a sports company. We deliver PE and physical activity to schools in Merton. I have a wife, Jana, and a lovely daughter, Sophia.
I am definitely passionate about family and my roles, which are, I guess, in priority, in relationship with God, doing the right thing and not wasting my life, being a good wife to my husband, and being a good mother, and then a good teacher. So that's the things, and being a good friend.
I'm obviously passionate about sport. Been running a church-based football club for 8 years now. Great to be involved with the local community and lads locally in Rains Park. I also have a big passion for the theatre, and just looking forward to getting back involved with touring theatre companies.
Can you think of a time when physical rest was necessary and how you handled that?
A few years ago, I became so sick that when the holiday started, my body just caved in, and Ian actually had to call the ambulance that night, and they had to give me medication to sleep, and I had infection in my chest. Me and Ian decided that we're almost at a crossroad and we need to invest in changing our ways, because you can't just carry on in a way and think it's going to stop. So we invested in a life coach for a year. I thought she's going to tell me that you do A, B, and C, and then it's going to look different, or if you follow these steps, you're going to see where your life should go, or how you've made the wrong choices, and this is what you should do, and then you'll end up in a better place, in an easier life. And it didn't work out that way.
In 2016, I had to have a minor knee surgery. It physically forced me to rest for 2 weeks off work. I wanted to be out and about, but I knew I couldn't rush the knee injury, or it simply wouldn't heal, or it would reverse what had been done. Things like playing football, I wasn't able to play football for 6 months, so it kept me 2 weeks off work, but 6 months from doing anything physical like football and competitive sport, which was really hard to take. Kind of looking back on it now, it was a time where my mind and my body, my physical body, weren't kind of parallel. And I guess for me and maybe others as well, that is a kind of a struggle where you want to be doing something, but whether your mind isn't letting you to, or your body isn't letting you to. And obviously trying to align that, or personally trying to align that, was something that I found tricky.
That was very unexpected. I thought that she's gonna maybe talk to God, and then God can tell her what we need to do, or maybe she'll prophesy over us and tell us what to do, or give us some future job advice. If you maybe you should do this, or maybe you should do that, or build this skill. And what she did is just bring us back to who we are, finding your identity, looking at where you come from as a child in your house. How did life situations form you and shape you, and how did that make you the person you are today? That's been so just so helpful to sit and write down your thoughts and to talk to God about it, and it's really just slowed my life down. I was a busybody, but I think I was sort of running away from the uncomfortable feelings that you have in life because you don't have all the answers. But once I just started sitting down and just sitting in who I am, and where I came from and where I'm going, although I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, I just have a peace over that came over me, and I take that with me every day where I go now.
How would you describe the place that rest has among your priorities?
I definitely think that rest is an essential thing, and it's definitely not just sleeping enough. It's resting in a holistic manner. So it's your body, your spirit, your soul, your mind. Otherwise, if you don't rest physically, your mind will suffer. If you don't rest in your mind, your spiritual side will suffer, and your relationships will suffer, and you won't actually mean anything to anybody.
If you were to share a word of wisdom for someone listening today, what would you say?
Instead of reacting to something from a place of frustration and a place of being drained, you rest in a moment, and you think about what you want to say, you think about what you want to do, and you respond, because you are used to that way of making a response. So I think that was really, really useful. There's a Bible verse that I found is very useful for me, which is Matthew 6, verse 34. Therefore, do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Sufficient for the day of its own trouble. And I think I've really learned a lot from just being in the moment. And that's that mindfulness thing. I think some people think it's a bit like a tree hugger type of thinking, but it's definitely not. It's just being in the moment, enjoying the moment, being thankful every day for what you have. And we're teaching our children thankfulness, and it's changed their lives and our lives.
I would say try to live in a place of rest compared to looking forward to the next time off, as it would only leave us almost wanting and waiting for the next time off again. So it almost becomes a bit of a tricky spiral. So try to live in a place of rest. And it doesn't mean not doing anything or leaving stuff till later, but for me, I believe like allowing God to continually fill us with peace, as I mentioned before, and joy for all things happening in the present, and finding value in opportunities in stuff that might seem mundane at the time, rather than kind of wanting them to be over and wanting to, wanting to rest, but almost trying to find that peace and joy in what we're doing, and almost settling it with God. Obviously, I'm still working on this.